ladies and gentlemen, from the look of things, it's beginning to look like we might have law and order this season. I mean, as compared to the previous season where a lot of things happened, Big Brother allowed a lot of things to slide, favoritism and all whatnot. I mean, we've talked about all of those issues time and time again, but I have this very strong feeling that production heard us. They heard our complaints. I mean, I know it's too early to assume, but the signs are there. It's like they've heard us and they are really bent on doing better, doing right by us, the viewers, this season, because this is only day 4, or let's call it the 3rd day and the 3rd night. Yeah, whatever. Before I mix it up. Yeah, but this is Wednesday. This is day 4. Yeah, and the housemates already have been served their first punishment of the season as a collective. And people are cranky. People are angry. I mean, if not all of them, they are upset, they are cranky, they are angry. Guys, there's tension in the air. I mean, everybody is literally like a ticking time bomb in that house at the moment. But they have no choice but to swallow it up and, get into the punishment, because according to Big Brother, this punishment must be done, must be finished before tomorrow, their wager task presentation. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find out why they got punished in the first place, please watch this video to the end. Don't skip out on any parts. There's a lot you do not want to miss out on. Now, aside the collective punishment, there was something that happened this morning. Yeah, something that happened this morning. And oh my goodness, listen, ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of snakes in Big Brother's house. A lot of snakes. This happened between Bunny B, Mata, and Nsuko, yes, involving KB. And guys, it wasn't really pleasant at all. I felt bad about that whole situation, and I'm going to share on this video. So as I said, watch to the end. Don't skip out on any parts. There's a lot you do not want to miss out on. Before we get right into it, special greetings to every single one of you. You're especially welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. Now, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Beginning with the punishment, ladies and gentlemen, I was quite surprised when earlier today, I think in the afternoon, Big Brother had instructed the housemates to go out to the garden, yes, and shut the kitchen doors. And they were outside, they were, rehearsing for their presentation that's set to happen tomorrow. And then after some time, Big Brother had instructed them to go back into the house. And so by the time they got back into the house, sitting right there on one of the dining tables was the rule book, which was a pleasant surprise, by the ways. I mean, guys, I was genuinely surprised. I was happy to see the rule book. I was excited to see the rule book because if you all recall, on Saturday, during our YouTube live conversation, this is one of the things that I pointed out that I was curious about this season. Yeah, for those of you that joined that conversation, if you recall, I had mentioned that in the previous season, production did not really do justice to the existence of the rule book in the house. A lot of housemates got away with things that they should not have gotten away with, and then certain people had been punished unnecessarily. So for me, basically, if there was going to be a rule book, it has to be interpreted, to the understanding of the housemate, and it has to be interpreted fairly. The rule book should not swing in a fair way, or rather an unjust way, to certain housemates, while certain housemates, get favored, for whatever reason. So I had also mentioned that if the rule book cannot be fairly and justly interpreted, then the rule book should be completely omitted from this season. Yeah. So when I saw the rule book sitting pretty on that table, guys, I was pleasantly surprised. And I was more surprised after hearing the content of the brief that was sent, I think an hour later, or thereabout, about the punishment for the general house. Guys, it was quite surprising because I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. I thought, Big Brother was still in his kumbaya phase, just allowing the housemate to settle in to their new environment. I did not see it coming, and it was quite satisfying, to hear from the brief that Big Brother had noticed that the housemates had been communicating a lot using vernacular, which of course we know causes breaches in communication. Because here's the thing, it's not just some of us, the viewers, that become automatically deaf when most of these housemates communicate using their local dialects. Yes, there are certain housemates as well in that same house that do not necessarily understand some of the local dialects that their fellow housemates use in communicating as well, i.e. KB. Some housemates have complained already that sometimes there's a particular dialect that KB uses to communicate in the house and they don't know what she's talking about. Yes, so the situation is mutual, both inside and outside. And guys, it was quite surprising to me that Big Brother heard all of these complaints, not just from the housemates, but from also us, the viewers on the outside, and he had to do something about it. Now, still as a part of that brief, housemates were also sort of reprimanded or probably reminded, about their role as colleagues to housemates who are breaking the rules. Yes, according to the brief, they are not advised to be bystanders. If you see your fellow housemate breaking a rule, it is also your responsibility to correct that person immediately if you can. I mean, it was quite refreshing to see that production is not only being proactive, but also attentive. They are paying attention, they are listening, they hear, and they are doing something about it before it gets out of hand, And I've also noticed that the housemates have been kind of careful. They've been, communicating more using the English language. I know it might not be easy for some of them, especially the likes of, what's his name now, Sweet Guluva, yes, who struggles communicating using the English language. And then there's also KB, who it's natural for her to just code mix and code switch however way she likes, yes. But they will get the hang of it, yes. Now, with regards to the punishment, the housemates had to sew on buttons to a piece of cloth. They were given instructions and specifications on how they are to execute that. And everybody has been busy for the past 1 hour now. Everybody has been busy executing this particular punishment. And I cannot wait to see if they are going to be able to finish it up so that they can go back to rehearsing for their wager presentation. Because speaking about the wager presentation, ladies and gentlemen, it would take the grace of God and possibly the mercy of Big Brother for these housemates to win their wager tomorrow. As it stands, it's kind of chaotic. Some people are ready, some are not. Some are just plain egotistical about it, because they believe that they are very talented. They don't need to rehearse. So when they get to the arena tomorrow, they're going to perform magic, and it's not really sitting well with some other housemates. So at the moment, it's like a periwinkle city. Everybody is, putting on a cap on their head. Everybody wants to be the leader. So it's just chaotic at the moment. But we will have to wait and see if they'll be able to smash their presentation tomorrow. I would love to hear your thoughts about this first punishment of the season and how Big Brother, is handling situations already. Oh, and I was going to mention that another thing that's, quite impressive to me about how Biggie is handling situations in the house this season is how he tends to remind the housemates during their diary session, about the profanities that they use and the fact that it is prohibited from the house. Yes. And the housemate would immediately apologize for, using such profanities. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, these are the things that we love to see. We know that it's not easy. These housemates are not perfect, neither are we, the viewers, perfect. But the fact that Big Brother has heard all of our complaints and they are consciously doing something about it, I totally appreciate that. So as I said before, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, all right, as we quickly move on to this other situation I mentioned involving these ladies. This situation I am referring to involves Bunny B, Mata, Nsuku, and KB. Pilile sort of joined these other girls. So it's about these 4 girls against KB. Now, on my previous video, I had informed you all that Nsuku was confiding in these girls that I mentioned that she was going to retaliate against KB today by asking Savage to give her a massage because she has not forgiven KB for the way KB attacked her on Sunday night, even though KB has apologized and she has apologized in return. I mean, basically, they have reconciled. For her, retaliation, revenge is a must. Yes. So, carrying that in mind, something had happened this morning. Now, most of the housemates, they have lost their voices from all the many talks. They've been talking since Sunday, Monday. Remember, it's still fresh and everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be heard. They want to stamp their presence in the house. So a lot of people are losing their voices. A lot of people are getting feverish. A lot of people can no longer talk too much. A lot of people are getting sinuses. So it's getting chaotic in the house, health-wise, most of these housemates. And Bunny B is one of those housemates whose situation is kind of worse. So every time she gets called into the diary room, okay, the one time, or should I say twice, that she's gone into the diary room, she has reminded Big Brother of her situation and her fear of not being able to present her own piece during their wager presentation tomorrow. So this morning, the house was in a frenzy. Everybody was rehearsing. I mean, the energy was top notch. Everybody was there. Immediately after their workout session, everybody was rehearsing, which was a beautiful scene, you know, to behold. But then Bunny B was kind of scared. And then later on, she had been called into the diary room, probably for medications or whatnot, I don't know. But then when she came out, she was crying. And then these girls that are her friends, they were consoling her. Now, Ashley was outside and Sweet Gulliver had informed her that, oh, Bunny B is crying inside and a lot of the females, they are surrounding her, they are consoling her. And Ashley was like, oh my God, it's going to make me feel awkward. So she had just, you know, gone. So it would look as if she's heartless or something. So she had gone. Now she stood there and it was really an awkward situation because Bunny B was surrounded by these girls. So Ashley did not know what to do with herself. So she has stood there for a while. And then gradually and reluctantly, she had left, which I appreciated on her behalf. Because ladies and gentlemen, if I was in Ashley's shoes, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I would do the same thing. I would leave. But away from Ashley now, the main character that was consoling Bunny B was KB. And in a way, I'm going to be frank with all of you, she was kind of overdoing it. Yes, she was consoling KB, rather Bunny B, you know, patting her head, and then she was kissing her on the forehead, and she was telling her, I love you, don't worry, you'll be fine, just tell your story. Even if you don't open your mouth to say anything, we understand why. We know that it's not because you don't know anything, but it's because of your voice. Because even KB too, she's got issues with her voice. She's struggling to speak. Her voice is completely messed up and it's gone. Yes. So they are both in the same situation. So you can say that KB could relate with Bunny B's situation the most. Yes. So she was consoling and consoling. And it took some time. At some point, it felt like she was overdoing it. But then afterwards, she left. The other girls too, Nsuku, Mata, and I think Pilili was there as well. They were also consoling. I think Jojo was there at some point, but Jojo left. Yes. Now, immediately after KB left, Lord have mercy, all of them, they started laughing. Yeah, they started laughing. They started ridiculing KB. Guys, they were just ridiculing KB. And Bunny B was even doing the most about it. For her, she was like, oh, that she was even tired self. That she felt like she was just like, oh, she felt like KB was doing too much. Like she felt like she just needed space. And Suko was like, that she too, she was wondering why KB was even doing too much. And Bunny was like, that she just needed her girls, you know, her girls that she fucks with in the house, you know, like she didn't understand why KB was there, you know. And they were just laughing and laughing. And they were laughing. Pilile was upstairs, was looking at them and was laughing as well. And then she came downstairs and joined them. And guys, it was a mess. They were just laughing and laughing and laughing. And I'm going to be frank with all of you. I kind of felt bad for KB. Yeah. I mean, whether she consoled Bunny B with good intentions or not, at least she tried to uplift her spirit, you know, because she could relate with Bunny B's situation. But then, I don't know, I just felt like those girls, they were just, they were wild. They were wild. And see, on the other hand, I understood where Bunny B was coming from, but then you could also tell that she was reacting that way because of the malicious intent that Nsuku had actually shared with herself and Mata. So now, Nsuku has got the intention to retaliate against KB, even though they have reconciled. And now, it looks like Bunny B and Mata, they have inherited that beef. So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a long weekend, or this is probably the birth of another kind of collective female rivalry against KB, because from the look of things, this whole thing is about to become messy. But I would love to hear your thoughts about this whole situation. I mean, how would you analyze that situation? Who do you think was wrong here? Do you think Bunny B was just being a terrible person, for mocking KB, who had gone out of her way to come, console her and uplift her spirit? Or do you think KB should not have even gone there at all? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. This is where I'm going to stop this video right now. I will see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Thanks for watching and have an amazing evening. Bye.